Hello and welcome to my dungeon. Have you ever like booked anything and you're like really looking forward to it and you're like really excited for it and it falls apart? Because I have, not to foreshadow and spoil everything, but I had a lot of experiences of booking things in July for some reason, because in July it was like, hey, there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening in October, and October is great month because it's also Kate's birthday month, and so there's gonna be lots of cool things. You're gonna meet Hayden Christensen if you buy the tickets. You could also see Sabaton, which is one of my favorite bands because I love working out to them and it's so cool, and I just did it, you know? So I heard Sabaton was gonna be in Los Angeles, and I was really excited because I love their music and I, you know, want to see them live. And like I've seen Amaranth live and I really like Amaranth. That's actually how I found out who Sabaton is because Amaranth did a cover of one of their songs. Anyway, besides the point, I really like their music, and experiencing Amaranth in person, I was like, this is incredible. I have to go to more of these things, you know? Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure all the bands that I like are like Swedish or something. Like they're from like over the pond in the pond's pond, you know? Like they're really far away, and I live in Los Angeles, California, so haha. But anyway, I was really excited, and so I bought the tickets, and I was like, this is gonna be so fun. I'm gonna go see Sabaton. It's gonna be great. And then time went by in the span of like 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden it was time to see Sabaton, and I was like, yeah, let's go. So all day I was so excited. I was getting my work done, and I was like, okay, you know, it's gonna be good. I checked, and like traffic's gonna be like 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. You know, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. So I'm playing Overwatch. I'm like, you know, waiting to get ready, and then I look at the time, and it's like 5:50, and I was like, okay, the concert starts at 7:30. It takes me like 30 minutes to get there. I don't want to get there too early, you know. And so I look at the traffic, because if you have ever been to LA, if you've ever lived in LA, I should have known better, but alas, I didn't. Traffic, that's Los Angeles. Like, traffic is Los Angeles. Like, you don't get a say. You don't, you know, if it says like, oh, it's gonna take 45 minutes, it's gonna take an hour. Oh, it's gonna take an hour, it's gonna take an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I didn't really think about that. I was just like, yeah, I said earlier it's gonna take 30 to 45 minutes. Yeah, this is gonna be great, you know? Wrong. So I look at the time at like 5:50, and it said it was gonna take me an hour to get there. And Sabaton was supposed to go on at 7:30. But also too, I didn't know if they were gonna have like smaller bands go before Sabaton, because sometimes they do that. And so I was like, okay, well, you know, I have a little bit of lenience, you know, it's okay if I miss like 5 minutes of the show, right? So I get ready as fast as I can. I put on my new Padme shirt. I have my like cool like strappy leather pants on, and like I'm just like, you do my makeup dark, and I was like, this is gonna be so fun, this is gonna be so cool, this is gonna be so fun, you know, I love hearing, you know, music live, it's gonna be great. So I get in my car, I have enough gas, we're good to go. I hit go on the GPS. I almost said Garmin. Am I old? Don't answer that. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And it said 1 hour and 10 minutes. You'll get there at 7:35. And I was like, okay, we'll miss like 5 minutes of it. You know, most of the time too, music places, like they don't ever have like the sound right. They usually kind of take a little while. You know, it is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. I was like trying to convince myself that it was fine. So I start driving, but my GPS decided that I was not going to take 2 of the highways that was recommended. It was going to take me on the back roads. And when I mean the back roads, I mean the back roads that had red stoplights at every, I swear to God, I watched the timer go from you'll get there at 7:35 to you'll get there at 7:40 to you'll get there at 7:43, you'll get there at 8 o'clock. My soul was dying because I was like, there's no way. The show starts at 7:30. Like, maybe they have starter bands, but like if I get there at 8, I was like, there's no way. And so I was going through every red light. And the thing is, like, it wasn't just red lights. It was bumper to bumper traffic through red lights the entire time. And then there was one point where we weren't moving at all for like 10 minutes. And I was like, what is happening? What is going on? Did someone get into an accident? Was there road rage? Like, what is happening? Yeah. And then I saw these, you know, white and red poles go ding, 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 ding. There was a train. I really tried. And like, because there was so many red lights, I was like, I'm gonna think ahead, you know, I'm gonna think ahead. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy my parking before I get there, right? So I'm like, you know, at a red light, don't wanna be driving and texting. So at a red light, you know, car and park, frantically bought a parking spot. It was very easily, very quick. But anyway, bought a parking spot, was like, cool, that's handled, you know, I'm just gonna get there, show them this, park, go in, right? I finally get there at 7:45, and the parking, the way they had the parking was you had to drive through this way, and then you had to drive this way, and then you had to drive this, and you had to drive all the way around, and you had to go around, and then the thing is, so I pulled up and I bought a parking spot in the blue zone, whatever that means. So I pull up and I roll down the window, I'm like, hi, I think I'm supposed to like park in the blue zone, and they're like, oh yeah, go talk to that guy. And I was like, okay, so I pull up a little bit more, and I roll down the window, and I was like, hi, how do I get to the blue zone? And he's like, hey baby, so you gotta go around. And I was like, what are we? Like, I was so confused. I was like, who? But he just said, oh, go talk to that guy over there. And I was like, okay. Drove around, walked up. Hi, I think I'm in the blue zone. Oh yeah, go talk to that guy over there. He'll tell you where to go. I was like, okay. So I pull up and I was like, I'm supposed to be in the blue zone. He goes, yeah, this is the blue zone. Just go park anywhere. And I was like, why did no one else just say that? Just follow the road. Anyway, so I frantically go park as fast as I can. I took a picture where I parked because I have bad memory and I didn't want to lose my parking spot. And the thing about me is I can walk pretty fast. So I was power walking and there was two guys in front of me that were walking so slow and they were tall. They were so tall and they wouldn't move and one of them was smoking. So the smoke was like, you know, trying to walk louder. So like, you know, get the grippers on the ground so they can hear me behind them trying to get around them. So I'm zooming. I get to like the check-in area, I do my thing, and there's like no one around. There's people at the food trucks. So I was like, okay, that's a good sign. There's people at the food trucks. That means there's, right? Because I was in my car for almost 2 hours, I had to pee. So I get in and I see a man on the screen and he's just talking. And so I was like, okay, I think that's probably the opening band, right? Surely there's a kid, he's talking and it's like 8 o'clock. You know, so maybe they're done, like, you know, so I ran to the bathroom, peed, and then I went to go find my spot, sat down in my seat, and it was, you know, I had a nice little view, and I sit down and I see a massive banner behind these handful of men, like 5 men singing and playing guitar, and there's a big banner, and they've been obviously playing for a while, and the banner says Sabaton, and I sit there and I feel my heart shatter into my chest because I missed almost their entire set. I sat down and I heard 2.5 songs. One of the songs is the only one I knew, and then they were like, okay, thank you so much, Los Angeles, you know, make sure to watch our movie when it comes out that we've been Sabaton. And I was like, because the thing is, I know you're thinking, oh, but Kate, it's a Sabaton concert. Wrong. It was a Judas Priest concert, but Sabaton apparently was opening for them. But I thought that there's a, you know, the big band, and then the bigger band, and then a small band, and then a smaller band, and I thought it was because that's what Amaranth was. There was 2 openers for Amaranth, and Amaranth was opening for Dragon Force, and so I thought that was going to be this. I was wrong. It was just Sabaton and just Judas Priest, and the thing is, I only went for Sabaton, and so I left. I sat there, I waited till Sabaton was gone, and they started taking apart the Sabaton stage, and I got up and I went to leave. And I walked to like where I entered, you know, literally 15 minutes prior, and I was like, can I leave this way? And the guy's like, you're leaving? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, for good? And I was like, yeah. Like, he's like, you're not coming back into the venue? I was like, nope. And he goes, yeah, okay, you can go that way. I was like, oh, thanks. So I went all the way. I remembered where my car was parked, which is kind of funny. Walked all the way to my car, opened the door, closed the door, locked the doors, and just started sobbing because I wanted to see Sabaton so bad. And people were texting me being like, well, at least you got to see, you know, a couple songs. That doesn't make it better. All right, that makes me feel worse. Like, granted, at least I didn't get there as they're walking off the stage. True. But in the moment, I'm sad. Let me be sad, you know, and text me, well, at least, shh, you know? Because the thing is, like, when's the next time they're going to come to LA? Probably not a lot soon. That wasn't English. I don't know if they, I just don't know when the next time I'm going to see them. It may not be next year. It may be next year. But, like, it's also the same thing with Amaranth. Like, when I went to the Amaranth concert, I was zooming because I wanted to see Amaranth really, really bad. I loved Amaranth. And, like, I wanted to see them so bad. And so, like, when I saw them perform, and I was just like, oh, I was living. I was, like, it was so great. It was so much fun. The music was great. They did so good. And so I was so excited to see Sabaton live. And LA traffic ruined it. And you want to hear the worst of the worst of the worst? Once I stopped crying, turned the car on, put my address in, and it was like 30 minutes to get home. So I cried some more, and then I went home after I was out of tears, got home, came in, took off all my cool Sabaton clothes that weren't really Sabaton, but I felt, you know, because like when I went through, it was also kind of funny because I was wearing like a Star Wars shirt. I went through the, when I was checking in to the ticket master thing, a guy was like, yeah, heavy metal, and I was like, I like K-pop. It's like, listen, I like all kinds of music, all right? Like, I like Sabaton a lot, and I like Amaranth a lot, and I also like BTS a lot, and I also like, you know, classical music. I have a lot of musical interests, okay? It's not that big of a deal, but, you know, I just think it's funny. I guess I fit into the scene, which is unusual. I know, you said it. Do you like listening to heavy metal? Yeah. So yeah, I just, you know, I left the dungeon, and I should have left the dungeon a whole lot earlier. And is it my own fault? Yep. But how was I to know unless I was constantly checking the traffic for the entire day, you know, because I checked it just before and it was like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes. And I was like, all right, cool. How was I to know? Well, I know for next time, for sure, if there's a next time. But yeah, it sucks, and I'm mad, and I don't like talking about it. I don't want to be reminded of it because it makes me sad, and I just really wanted to see them live. I saw that they're performing in Arizona, and I was like, I have a friend in Arizona. I could totally go stay with my friend, and, you know, I could just drive. Just drive to Phoenix right now. I could just drive to Phoenix right now. Like, what's stopping me? You know, I'm gonna be spontaneous. You know what's stopping me? And then they're gonna have like 5 dates in Texas, so lucky you, I guess. There's only one day in LA. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless they had more than one day, and I'm just now finding that out, but alas. So hey, Sabaton, please come back to Los Angeles. I would greatly appreciate it. I swear I'll leave like 3 hours early and I'll just stand outside. I'm gonna get a Sabaton jacket and just wear it and be like, Sabaton. Can I ask a question? I'm scared to ask. Why is this because of devil horns? Why do metal people do this? K-pop people do this because it's like a little heart. It's like a finger heart, right? I wish I had a better story. At least I could say I saw him, and like I did, I filmed a little bit, so I got that going for me. Thank you for watching my video. If you like Sabaton, do you have any other recommendations for music that I would potentially like? And if you haven't heard of Sabaton, you should definitely look up Sabaton because they're really good, really talented, and I like listening to their music when I work out and when I run and when I go to the gym and when I'm driving and when I'm just kind of standing in my room. I don't know what to do and I'm just standing there, ADHD, paralyzed, and I just you know. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. I hope you have a fantastic day and all that fun stuff. Safe travels. Ta ta. Okay, bye.